Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Hope everyone is well. Here on a Sunday morning. Let's see, eastern slope of Colorado, sunny, no sky, no clouds. Well, I guess there's a few to the south. Temperatures 69, supposed to get up into the mid to high 80s today. Going to be warm. I think there was supposed to be a late afternoon shower around 3 or 4. So I've been busy. I've been up early doing a lot of different things today. Sunday's a good day to get caught up. I'm in my truck heading up to see how the house is coming along. My daily check to see the progress of how the builders are doing. So I'm going to head out east here a little bit. It ought to be pretty quiet. I will do my best to keep the noise level down for you guys. So the podcast today is, I did a blog on it. I just finished my blog and I posted it. I'm putting my blogs back on johnzager.com. You can go there and read the last, I don't know, I probably got the last 10 blogs on johnzager.com. When you're there, by the way, go ahead and go to the contact page and leave your email so I know who's out there and if I ever want to be sending stuff regarding neuroscience, I might go ahead and use your email for that reason. Your email would not be used for any other reason than that. So go to johnzager.com, and it also talks about my background in history, and it talks about another page on the services that I provide. Has my blog page, has some pictures. I don't update the thing very often, but I do go there and check it every few days just to see, who's in there and what comments. And you can leave comments there. By all means, please leave all the comments you want on that website. The other place that you can track me down is jzager.blogspot.com. That's that blogger.com site that a lot of people use to put their blogs on. I've been putting my blog up there for a year, and you can go to that site and read blogs from the past year. They've cleaned up johnzager.com. In other words, the people that actually, it's webs.com, the people who run that website have really done a great job on improving it, so I'm back there doing my blogs. There's no advertisements there. On blogspot.com, there are still quite a few Amazon advertisements in there. What else? So anyway, let's get to the blog. The blog is about recovery. Big topic. We talk about it every day, directly or indirectly, through my blogs and my podcasts and various things that I do. But and it's a huge topic in my workshops. We've been doing for the past several days different aspects of the workshop that I provide for people, and this is a big one. I just flat out decided to spend one podcast talking about recovery. Excuse me. And I'm not going to be able to cover the whole thing. I'm going to make it a very short kind of presentation so you can get the general idea or gist of where I'm at with recovery and my thoughts and views on it. So, excuse me. People have different opinions and views, and they interpret. They have different definitions. They they just view recovery differently. Not everyone is on the same page, okay? So I'll give a couple for instances. For instance, number one, some people they get themselves sick or ill or with a disease or a trauma or a diagnosis, and they either go through traditional or non-traditional forms of treatment. And at a certain point, they enter a phase called recovery, and they go through that, and whenever they feel they've achieved that portion, they consider themselves recovered. Now, with that, they may not be well, they may not be recovered, they may not be all over their sickness or ill health. It may be just a stage that they went through at the end to try and get themselves back to full health. Okay, so there's that group of people. Recovery is kind of it's a step-by-step process. It's one part of the process in the treatment of their illness. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It isn't foolproof. It isn't 100% all the time. And, I guess there's that camp of people that view it that way, recovery. Now, there's another group of people in recovery, and they have their own expectations. Again, they do their treatment, whichever way they do it, traditional or non. But for them, they're kind of running the show. So they know where they want to get to in their recovery process, and then they say, okay, I'm there, I'm done, I'm stopped. Everything's fine. And it may or may not be completely healed or well. Their recovery may or may not have been successful. Okay? There's a third group of people, and there's lots of groups of people that have different views and opinions and definitions of recovery, but there's another group of people out there that like being sick. They like being ill. They like maybe, this sounds really weird, you guys, but this is true. They might like their disease. They might like the effects of their trauma, their diagnosis, their ill health, their just being sick. Now, this is the group I really want to talk about. I really want to identify this group because we run into this group in neuroscience all the time. And they're based out of their belief systems, their old belief systems that they learned when they were little peeps growing up, right? And the second part that they learn from this aspect of recovery is from their personalities, right? How they think, act, and feel. And so I was just paying attention to the traffic there. Sorry, you guys. They learn their personalities, or their personalities are developed and formed when, again, they're little peeps, right? And because of that, their belief system and their personality, there are people out there, more than not, more than you would imagine. And there's gains, secondary gains, that they achieve by staying sick. Okay? So the person, and again, I've talked about this before, but, the person that you approach and you talk about, how's your illness and what are you doing? How's the progress going? And are you at a point of recovery yet? Have you entered a point to where you're going through recovery? They don't want to talk to you, really. They don't want to deal with you. They don't want to, they'll change the subject. They'll go on to something else. How's the weather? How's you? It's just fascinating that they are so intrigued and absorbed in their sickness, health, ill health, whatever it happens to be. And they never enter a state of recovery. Now, if you talk to them about it, they'll say that they also kind of fit into this category of, well, this is the best I'm going to be. It's not going to get any better than this. I don't believe there's another part of recovery. I've reached the most benefit I could possibly get. I'm probably going to be sick the rest of my life. And this is just progressive, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. You guys, the house is looking very good. They're working on putting up the shake siding. Again, I have pictures of the house in different phases. If you guys ever want to contact me and see this, because I do all my podcasts coming out here, seeing the progress of the house. It's gigantic. Boy, it's beautiful. But anyway, so these are the people who remain stuck. I don't know. I guess, I don't want to say they remain stuck in recovery because they're not even trying to get to recovery. But they feel and they believe that they are in recovery. I have a friend, and she went through some trauma, right? Gave herself some disease and sickness and ill health and all that good stuff. And real secretive about it. I don't know what that was about, but goes through major surgery and, all the steps of treatment and recovery according to tradition. Yes? Follow me on that? And for all practical purposes, according to traditional medicine, with my God, stay away from traditional medicine, they're not equipped to treat long-term disease and trauma. They know how to fix your arm. They can replace something. They got parts for everything. But they do not know how to deal with long-term, possible terminal illness. They have no conception of that. It's Newtonian, you guys. It's Newtonian. I'm moving my seat back, sorry. Newtonian physics does not work in medicine. It never has. It drives me nuts that people keep doing that. And so anyway, this person that I'm talking about ends up going in, I don't know. You finish all the outpatient stuff, and then all of a sudden, you're not any better. You're actually worse. And so now you have to go into, I don't know, what do they call that? Let me think for a second. Intermittent treatment, or I don't know. You have to go into some kind of treatment for a period of time. I don't know. Maybe it's like 3 months or something. And they're supposed to help rehabilitate you. Listen to this. They're supposed to rehabilitate you. And the person has no desire to recover. They're stuck from old belief systems and from a personality they developed when they were little peeps. They don't want to be well. So to them, it's a vacation. You know, they get to ride around in their wheelchair and talk to people and, I don't know, whatever the hell you do in those places. I think they offer different kinds of, what do they call that? Like speech therapy and physical therapy and, you know, and you go a day or two and then you don't go and you go watch TV. And so anyway, that's considered in traditional medicine an aspect of recovery. You don't even want to hear the word I want to associate with that. It's disgusting. Then you get out of that because you have to get out of it. It's like being kicked out of hospice, right? You know, in neuroscience, in the quantum physics model. Because you're not dying, so they kick you out of... But anyway, so you get kicked out of this intermediate care program package, Newtonian thing. And then you have to go into long-term. I don't know what long-term is, you guys. I have no idea what long-term is. It's another vacation. I'm drinking coffee, decaf, and it's pretty good. It's not real good. I bought some yesterday, decaf, but I didn't make it this morning. I went out and bought this. This is actually not bad. But anyway, back to this person. So now this person is in, let's call it long-term. What do I know? I don't know anything about it. But again, it's another aspect. I'm going to drive through the neighborhood. This neighborhood with the lake is fantastic. I can't wait for the view. So now you're in long-term recovery. Okay? Topic's recovery. This is a neuroscience topic. And I'm trying to explain to you all the different categories of people and recovery and how they view it, right? So now you're in recovery, long term. I don't know if you're any better than the last place because they don't work with you from the neuroscience aspect, from the quantum model of physics. You know, they don't comprehend the whole thing around mind or brain and your nervous system and recovery. They don't get it. They don't understand it. It doesn't compute. So they're trying to change matter with matter. Now, those of you who have been listening to me for the past year or two understand that changing matter to matter doesn't work. You know, you can probably get some change in a lifetime, but these people don't have a lifetime left. So, anyway, that's medicine. Newtonian medicine, as you know it, as traditional medicine. It sucks. How can you have a person not get out of a wheelchair? Because you allow the person to be in the wheelchair. And they call that recovery. You know, if you don't have anything physically wrong with your legs, other than you haven't stood up in a couple, 2-3 months, well, how long do you think that's going to take? Probably not very long if you work from the aspect of the quantum model. There's a brain we were given and a nervous system that's attached to it. And maybe, just maybe, recovery has something to do with changing your belief system. One more time. Spontaneous remission. And the people who get cured by non-traditional means and kicked out of hospice, right? Accomplish that through changing their belief system and the quantum model of mechanics and physics. They're given a week or a day or 2 weeks or some crazy number that some human thinks he or she can determine the length of time you have left to live. Well, I don't know. That's called nocebo to me. People die from that. And somebody who gets obstinate enough to say, no, you do not have the right to tell me when I am going to die. And they change their belief system. That's all it is, you guys. That's all it is. That's it. And guess what? It's not even remission. It's recovery. They go back to, for instance, their oncologists or cardiologists, and they can't find the disease that was ever in their body. Go over to Eastern medicine. I talked about this a couple days ago and probably 100 days before that in a row. 98+% success in not doing surgery and not giving medication, pharmaceuticals. And they cure through thought alone. I might put down a podcast on, Dr. Joe has this whole book and workshop on, becoming supernatural. Recovery means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And it depends on what model of recovery you're using. If you're happy with traditional medicine and living in a Newtonian world, if you like living in linear time, if you enjoy all of that and think your life is going to be well, and then recovery is going to look different for you than it is for the person who maybe believes there's a unified field out there you can tap into that has infinite possibilities for you. So, anyway, there's a little podcast on recovery. I probably got a little carried away, but that's okay. Won't hurt anything. Send your pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, dollars to my PayPal account. I'm self-supporting. And all you need is my email address, jzager@gmail.com. I'm not on anybody's payroll. So I appreciate that if you can. Have a good day. It looks like a beautiful day here in Colorado. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.